The art of manipulation. How narcissists control you without you knowing. Introduction. The hidden game. What if I told you that there's a game being played all around you, and you've probably been part of it without even realizing? A game where the rules are carefully crafted to make you doubt your own thoughts, question your memories, and wonder if you're losing touch with reality. And no, you're not crazy. You're just being manipulated. Imagine waking up one day, reflecting on a conversation you had yesterday, only to find yourself asking, did that actually happen, or did I dream it? If you've ever had that feeling, know this: you're not losing your mind. You've become the latest player in a game designed by narcissists, where they control the narrative, control the story, and most importantly, control you. Credibility. I've seen it all. Before we dive deeper, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Jordan Lee. I've spent over 15 years working with narcissists, some of whom I've encountered in therapy rooms, and others across courtroom benches. I've seen their manipulations firsthand, how they twist facts, how they spin stories to suit their needs, and how they expertly turn their victims into shadows of themselves. But what I've learned through all these years is this: narcissists don't care about the truth. What they care about is maintaining control. It's a power game, and you've unknowingly been placed right in the middle of it. But it doesn't have to stay that way. In this script, I'll walk you through the tactics they use to bend you to their will. And most importantly, I'll show you how to break free from their grip. So, if you're ready, let's begin. Tactic 1. Gaslighting. Doubting your own mind. Let's start with one of the most dangerous tools in a narcissist's arsenal: gaslighting. Have you ever been in a situation where you know for sure that something happened, only to have someone tell you it didn't? And for a second, you start doubting your own recollection. You begin questioning your own memories, wondering, did that really happen? Or am I just imagining things? This is gaslighting at its finest. It's a form of manipulation where the narcissist distorts reality to make you doubt your own sanity. They'll deny facts, twist your words, and slowly chip away at your confidence in yourself and your perceptions. They want you to rely on their version of reality, leaving you helpless and confused. For example, let's say you remind your partner about an important conversation you had the week before. You bring it up because it matters, and you need closure. They respond with something like, "I never said that," or "That's not what happened at all." And suddenly, you're the one apologizing for misunderstanding the situation. You feel like you're losing control of your own thoughts. That's what they want. Countermove. Start writing things down. Keep a journal, or even a note in your phone labeled reality check. When they twist the truth, you can look back at the facts. Trust your memory and your intuition. And when they say, "I never promised that," pull out your notes. You're not arguing based on memory anymore. You're using written proof. Tactic 2. Love bombing. The emotional high that's too good to be true. Next up, we have love bombing. This one feels so good in the beginning. You might even think you've met your soulmate. They shower you with affection, attention, and love, making you feel like you're the only person in the world. They send you sweet texts at 2 a.m., surprise you with flowers, tell you that you're the most special person they've ever met. It feels like the world is finally aligning, and you can't help but fall deeper and deeper into the relationship. But here's the catch. The love they give you is not about you. It's about keeping you hooked. You see, once they have you, once you're invested emotionally, the love bombing stops. The attention fades, and criticism starts to creep in. They begin pulling away, and you're left chasing that initial high, trying to get back to that moment when things felt perfect. They know exactly what they're doing. They create a need in you, and then take it away, making you feel like you need to earn their love. Red flag. Healthy relationships grow gradually. They don't overwhelm you with affection from day one. If someone is moving too fast, if they're already talking about marriage and babies on the second date, it's time to slow down and take a step back. Tactic 3. Triangulation. The third wheel in your relationship. Triangulation is a tactic where the narcissist brings a third party into your relationship, usually an ex, a friend, or even a family member, to cause division between you and your partner. They might say, "You're acting just like my ex," or "Why can't you be more like my mom?" Instead of focusing on the issue at hand, they drag someone else into the conversation. forcing you to defend yourself against a person you didn't even know was part of the conversation. This creates an emotional triangle where you're constantly competing for their attention and affection, while they remain at the center, controlling the dynamic. How to fight back? When they try to pull in a third party, don't bite. Stay focused on the present moment and say, "I'm not talking about your ex. I'm talking about us." Refusing to play their game takes away the power they have in the triangle. Tactic 4. Projection. The accusation game. Projection is when the narcissist accuses you of doing things that they are guilty of. It's a way of deflecting blame and putting the spotlight on you instead of themselves. For example, they might accuse you of flirting with someone at a party. When it was they who were being overly friendly with others, they accuse you of being selfish. But in reality, they're the ones who never consider your needs. They project their flaws onto you so that you start questioning your actions and wondering if maybe, just maybe, you're the problem. Countermove. When they accuse you of something, ask for a specific example. Narcissists hate specifics because they can't defend their accusations with clear evidence. You'll either get silence or a meltdown. Either way, it's a sign that they're projecting their own guilt onto you. Tactic 5. The silent treatment. The power of withdrawal. The silent treatment is a classic tactic used by narcissists to punish you. They'll suddenly stop talking, withdraw emotionally, and leave you in a state of confusion, wondering what you did wrong. They know that when they pull away, you'll come running after them, apologizing for something that may or may not be your fault. The silent treatment isn't about needing space. It's about control. When they stonewall you, it's meant to make you feel powerless and desperate to get their approval again. How to handle it? Don't chase after them. Instead, take the time to focus on yourself. Go for a walk, talk to a friend, or meditate. When they realize their tactic isn't working, they'll usually shift gears, and you'll have maintained your power. Tactic 6. Smear campaign. Poisoning the well. Before you can even think of going to anyone for help, the narcissist has already poisoned the well. They'll tell your friends, family, or coworkers that you're unstable or crazy. So anyone you talk to will already have doubts planted in their minds about your credibility. This preemptive strike can be devastating, especially when you're already feeling confused and isolated. What to do? Start documenting everything: texts, emails, voicemails. Keep a record of all communications. Reach out to the one person who's seen through the narcissist's mask. Having validation from an outside source can destroy the smear campaign before it even gets started. Tactic 7. Emotional blackmail. The guilt trip. The narcissist might say things like, "If you leave me, I'll hurt myself," or "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." These statements are designed to guilt trip you into staying in a relationship that's unhealthy for both of you. They manipulate your compassion, using it against you to maintain control. How to respond? Stay firm in your boundaries. You can say something like, "I'm sorry you're hurting, but I'm not willing to stay in a relationship based on threats. Let's reach out to a professional together." Showing compassion without giving in is key. Tactic 8. Future faking. The dream that never comes. Narcissists are masters at selling you a dream, a future filled with promises of happiness, success, and love. But as the months or years go by, you'll realize that these promises are just smoke and mirrors. They never follow through. They'll tell you, "Next year we'll get married," or "Next year we'll buy that house." But every time the date rolls around, there's another excuse, another delay. Red flag. When they keep promising things for the future but never deliver, it's a sign that they're using future fantasies to keep you invested in them. How to handle it? Call for action now. Ask them to take a concrete step today, like opening a savings account. Watch how quickly their promises vanish when you ask for real action. Tactic 9. Word salad confusion. The conversation tornado. Imagine you're having a conversation with the narcissist about something that deeply bothers you, something that affects your heart. You ask, "Why did you ignore me during my birthday?" But instead of getting an answer, you get caught in a whirlwind of words that have nothing to do with your question. "Birthdays are just social constructs," they say. "Remember that one time you said you didn't like surprises? Well, technically, I was respecting your boundary, unlike your friend Sarah, who..." And suddenly, you're lost in their tangled web of distractions. Your original question drowned by a flood of random, unrelated details. You can feel your frustration building, your head spinning, and all you can think is, how did we get here? This is word salad confusion. The narcissist turns the conversation into a storm of irrelevant information, forcing you to chase the point, while they avoid answering your question altogether. They know that if they can keep you in the chaos long enough, you'll forget what you even wanted to discuss in the first place. How to fight back. The trick is to stay focused. Like a broken record, calmly repeat your question. I'm asking why you ignored my birthday. Say it again and again. Stay grounded, even when they try to veer off course. If they continue deflecting, simply walk away. You've exposed the tactic for what it is, an attempt to confuse you and keep you from addressing the real issue. Tactic 10. Hoovering the vacuum that sucks you back in. You've had enough. You've finally decided to leave. You've recognized the manipulation, the toxic patterns, and you're ready to break free. You feel empowered as you walk out the door, your heart pounding with a mixture of relief and fear. But then, suddenly it happens. You receive a message. Maybe it's an apology or a promise of change. I'm sorry, they say. I've been to therapy. I'll be better. I can't live without you. They flip the switch, and just like that, hoovering begins. Named after the vacuum cleaner, this tactic is designed to suck you back into their world. They're pulling out all the stops, gifts, apologies, grand promises. They're desperate to get you back into the cycle, back into their control. The narcissist might send you messages filled with promises of therapy, a brand new version of themselves, or the life you always dreamed of. It's all part of the game. They know that once you're feeling vulnerable, their charm can pull you right back in. How to fight back? Here's the truth. Wait 30 days before responding. Time is the enemy of hoovering. Real change doesn't happen overnight, and the narcissist knows that. You need to let the dust settle. Let their apologies and promises fade. If they truly want to change, they'll still be around when you return, not because you've been manipulated, but because they've made the change for themselves. Real transformation takes time, and hoovering spoils fast once their old tricks stop working. If you've recognized these tactics in your life, don't feel defeated. This is the first step in taking back control. By understanding how narcissists operate, you've already started to free yourself from their grasp. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're being manipulated. And the good news is that manipulation has an expiration date. When you learn the tactics and how to fight back. Remember, narcissists thrive on your doubt and confusion. But when you gain clarity, when you build your self-worth and set firm boundaries, their power fades away. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If any of these tactics resonated with you, take action. Use the tools and techniques I've shared to reclaim your power. Keep your reality close and your boundaries even closer. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you've experienced any of these tactics, drop a comment below. Let's build a community where we can support one another in breaking free from the cycle of manipulation. Don't forget to subscribe to Philosophy Unfolded for more insightful discussions and empowering content. Together, we can navigate the complexities of life and reclaim our peace of mind. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and never let anyone steal your truth.